I know I'm a content creator, I'm a streamer, I'm the e-boy, I'm the YouTuber. I have to come on guys to our pro tour watch party. I just can't. You know what I mean? I just can't do it. Back to the other mic today. It sounds good to me. I want to hear nothing about the audio issues other than it sounds great. But I've been sitting on this deck for a long time, trying to figure out well, I don't know. For a while, I was thinking that there wasn't a good build of it. I had kind of like, let's see. I had like the obvious cards, right? The obvious cards for a long time. You got your Wrenn and Sixes, you got your Sprawls, you got your Halflings, and then you got your lands. And for a long time, I was thinking, man, I would love to play Ancient Stirrings in this deck, where you get to go, boom, Ancient Stirrings, find the One Ring, boom, Ancient Stirrings, dig for Emrakul. But you just don't have another colorless like payoff to Stirrings into, and it's like you really want like 10 plus like action spells to hit when you're playing Ancient Stirrings in a deck like this. And playing Stirrings in a deck like this is awesome. You get to play 18 lands, get a lot of selection in a deck that can be like very prone to just not being able to sculpt its hands. And then I saw a tweet yesterday from Javier Dominguez, who I don't know what format this was in, but he just copied and pasted the Magic Online like chat log. Javier puts an influence counter, scries 2, 0 top 2 bottom, mills Emrakul to Aeons Torn. Happy New Year. 15 damage. And I put the list together and like almost like immediately I several times just dealt my opponent 15 with Palantir. But so Palantir is a card I guess I should probably pull back a little bit. This is a card I had never cast before yesterday. It was a card that some chatters and some people online were saying were good, but like I'm like, show me a list. Tell me how good it is. Where is it? I just feel like I never got a big answer on this. And obviously, like, you know, I should have cast it sooner, but I just couldn't find. So the key to make Palantir a good card, right? You need to be a deck that like cares about a card advantage, card selection effect. Through the Breach is a deck that does care a lot about that the preordained on your end step every turn, being able to dig for your combo. It does care a lot about it. Being a 3-drop that you can cast on turn 2, really nice. Being colorless for Ancient Stirrings, really nice. But the only way you can ever play this card is if your deck has a like a lot of expensive cards in it that you're basically making your opponent give you the preordain every turn. I guess I should probably read the card because it is a little obscure. It's a 3-mana legendary artifact, so uncounterable with Halfling. At the beginning of your end step, put an influence counter on Palantir and scry 2. Then the opponent can either have you draw a card or have you mill cards equals the number of counters on Palantir, and then they take damage equal to the amount of mana value milled. So if you could put an Emrakul on top and they mill it, they're dead. Or 15 damage. Almost dead. I killed someone on turn 3. Turn 3. I went turn 2 Fable, attack, Palantir, flip Emrakul, lightning bolt them. That was the screenshot yesterday. And so like usually these Punisher effects, right? These effects where you give your opponent a choice, they're not very good. But I feel like that in this deck, it's really not a choice. Even on that first mode, it's super dangerous to allow your opponent to to possibly just take 15 from Emrakul. My opponent should be just letting me scry 2, draw a card in a turn every turn. That is really good in a deck that's trying to dig for this combo. And if they don't, I'm really happy because there's a good chance they're just dying. That's kind of the idea here. And Palantir lets you play Ancient Stirrings, which is a really big part of this deck. Getting that like premium card selection is just so important for an archetype like this that is somewhat prone to like mana flood, mana screw. And like getting this consistency from Stirrings, Palantir, and to a lesser extent the Ring in a shell with 8 really premium mana accelerants in a shell that gets to play Wrenn and Six, which is a card that is, they're Orcish Bowmasters is really good, and there are like 2 really good cards that you can like main, or I guess 3 if you count Bowmasters. If you play Wrenn and Six, Fire Ice, or Bowmasters, you just care about Bowmasters a lot less, and so getting access to this in a deck with the card draw is really good, and just I think the deck came together really well. You get Jegantha too. So let's go. If you scry both to the bottom, is it correct to mill you in the case? You know what's funny is that is when I got the turn 3 kills. I scried both to the bottom. It probably is correct to let your opponent mill this deck if they scribe both to the bottom the first turn. But okay, we got the combo, looking good. Turn 4. I'm gonna run back to Mono Green Eldritch Temple deck. I'll play it again at some point. But you know, the stream is always like, it's always about pushing forward, trying new things, innovating, and it's like we have so many decks out there that I think are good and I like, and I just like haven't circled back to them, because I haven't had too many new ideas. Although the backup deck is actually a circle back today, but it's also like it's a deck I played pre-banning, so I thought was good and want to give it another go. What's the ruling if opponent has Narset out? They have to mill. Huh, because you can't draw a card. That is very odd rule. Can I protect the 2 Flame Slash sideboard and main where you're bringing them in against? I mean, Scam and Yawgmoth mostly is kind of like the consideration for having those cards, but you're going to bring them in a variety of other creature matchups too. Will I ever cast Tooth and Nail? Probably not in this format.
Problem with Shindoru is it's trash.
Turn 1, a basic plains. Ooh. So they're going to go Stomping Ground. Utopia Sprawl on green. Well, I guess I could do red. I could do red and just tap this for the green for Wrenn and Six. Sure. So I guess I could have basic forest there, actually. And then I could cast Stirring. So then we could throw an Emrakul at them next turn. You're about a little less than 2 or a little less than 2.5% to brick on Ancient Stirrings, by the way. Yeah, the Narset rules that your opponent can't have the action you take, so you aren't allowed to say they do, and they have to choose to mill. That is so unintuitive. Will probably never happen in paper. Yeah, Wrenn and Six, still a good card. Should edit a clip to mute Shindoru. Yeah. And then say the card name. I have to say the card name? Easier said than done, but yeah, maybe. Okay. Delays my Through the Breach return. Delays it for 2 more turns. Unless I draw. I guess bolt doesn't work because I still have to pay for the Arbiter. I mean, isn't this just the easiest Through the Breach name ever? They can't name Foothills. I could pay. Search down. I can still pay for. I can pay for Peacekeeper. I want them to name Wooded Foothills. I have 4 mana. I don't watch anime. The first couple times I heard Shindoru, I thought she was saying your brew. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Okay. They decide to name Through the Breach after like a minute. You do have to take a ton of time with every game action when you play Death and Taxes. There's no other way to play the deck. One small mistake, and everything's over immediately. Remember, you have to click on Leon and Arbiter and then fetch. You think that it would prompt you to pay the 2, but it's templated kind of oddly. And then we're also going to be fetching and paying on my opponent's turn. Although, okay, I guess that's actually not the case this time because we don't want to mess up our scry. I guess I don't care that much about it because like I could just like play this and not. Well, no, I need to pay. I need to pay. Opponent reading the Palantir. Avid Mind Sensor. Yeah, that's another reason. But the reason to pay on my opponent's turn is Ghost Quarter. But the reason to do it now is so I don't mess with my Palantir Scry. Why not fetch a trick? So because I want to pay once and then not let them Ghost Quarter me. Because if you pay, then it does the whole turn, or you know, Ooh, let me actually keep this Boseiju so I can through the breach. Urkel with the 30 months. Think you'll come back. Okay, but they do mill my Boseiju. Which I guess makes sense. Maybe I could have gone the other two ways. Am I excited for Saxon's Creed being modern legal? I consulted on the set. So yes. I think I would be less excited about it if I didn't consult on it, but the set was really sweet. Okay. Combo deck. Combo deck. All right. So Wrenn and Six down. Talos with the 37 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back to you too. Lightning Bolt will be nice. Another fetch line, a little less nice. Could not through the breach yet. I guess, yeah, I'll go ahead and fetch now, and then I'll be able to pay for a Ghost Quarter. I have 2 more basics in my deck. Talos 37, usually favorable with the 8. Thank you as well. Although maybe I should have fetched my Mountain. Because I could draw into Bolt here. Ooh, they're doing something. They're playing an Orcish Bowmaster. That's bad. So I guess I'm going to draw this ring next turn to buy me a turn. This game, I thought was going to go a lot smoother. But then we got taxed, huh? So they have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I go to 4? Wait. Okay, sort of fires. Wait, I go to 1 now? Wait, but they're tapping. Oh, they're down to 15. Oh, so maybe I miscounted. So this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I go to 1. So now if I draw... Oh, but I can't bolt the Anointed Peacekeeper anymore. So I have to draw a basic land this turn. Or like a Utopia Sprawl, and then I protect with the ring. So maybe this costs 7. Or maybe they, yeah, I can't tap the ring. Yeah, welcome to the sewer. Maybe they'll, choose mill. So just keep another ring? I feel like keeping a ring is, like, correct here. Can tap the ring next turn? Can we? Yeah, I have protection from everything. Okay, so they had me mill, and they took 5. So our outs now are, I guess it's still just ring / mountain forest. Wow. I guess I could draw Wrenn and Six and kill this. Wow. So they're gonna Ghost Quarter me on my turn. Man, we were just like so set up to turn 3 through the breach. Am I not paying 2 right now? Oh, I already paid it once. It's just prompting me to go again. Okay, okay, so we can go Flame / Bowmaster, and if we draw exactly the ring, we're alive. Okay. Tough game. Okay, I'm bringing in the extra Flame Slashes. Could see first Cursed Totem stopping Giver's Stoneforge, and like probably like one other card I'm not thinking of. Why didn't you see they be milled? They have a Bowmaster in play. They're not gonna have me milled. They're gonna be draw and kill me. Yeah, I think cutting the Sprawls is right against the Ghost Quarter deck. We'll play 1. They're not gonna mill me. They have a Bowmaster in play. They will never mill me, chat. They have a Bowmaster in play. They're gonna make me draw. They couldn't because of ring. I didn't have protection from everything that turn, if that's what you're saying. Oh, you're talking about last turn. Yeah, last turn we had protection from everything. Boseiju. I mean, Boseiju doesn't seem like that relevant against them. It is, I guess. We have to play second Boseiju over the first Sprawl, though. Just like, you killed it so you could draw with Ring? Oh, duh. I mean, still, they still have me draw. Like, they still don't mill and, like, lose, but you're right, yeah. I forgot that I killed the Bowmaster. It's just copium to say that they're gonna have me, they're not gonna let me draw. Become the text deck by Boseijuing them while Arbiter's in play. It's a pretty good advertisement. I'm like actually pretty down. This is by 3. Blood Moon is good here. I mean, maybe. I guess their mana didn't seem like it had that many basics. Man, I'm just like sideboarding differently every 2 seconds. The taxes experience. I'll play 1. Usually, you know, they play a lot of basic forest or plains, but they also have Aether Vial. My opponent also has like only 10 seconds on their sideboard clock. Blood Moon is good versus taxes. They don't play many basics. They play fetch lands. Okay, I'll probably should play more. Totem makes them not able to pay for Arbiter. Then you can Boseiju them. Wait, can we not pay for Arbiter if we have Cursed Totem in play? Is that a combo? Cursed Totem plus Arbiter? I don't know if that's how that works. Sounds fake. Turn 1 Vial. She drew some removal spells this game. It might not work like that in Moto. I don't think it works like that at all, to be honest. Alright, there's the cat. You'll just fetch oh, I guess I should have been fetch the basic mountain. Well, I can't bolt Peacekeeper anyway if they name Bolt. I'll just stick with my original plan, which is like get an untapped basic, so if they go Arbiter, Ghost Quarter, I can pay for Arbiter. Should have got a basic mountain though. We tried Arbiter in a Field of Ruin Citadel deck. The thing is, Arbiter is like not that good with Field of Ruin. Like you have to like, it stops your search of a basic. Citadel helps, but you still need to have like 4 mana in play for that to be a thing. So they do grab their Kaldra, not too surprising. Which we're pretty cold to, aside from just looping rings and throwing Emrakuls at them. They have another creature to violin, a Thalia. So I guess I could go ping Thalia and then bolt Stoneforge Mystic. Getting kind of flooded here too. Volatile Fault instead of Field. I mean, that doesn't work with Sunken Citadel though. Like Citadel and Fault have no synergy, or like little synergy. They give Emergency Stone first Mystic, not if I ping the Thalia first. It is Kaldra, 3 mystery cards. Definitely didn't expect him to save Thalia Kaldra. Well, you just ping first and then see what happens, right? It's a win-win. Fetching a tap one's bad to Arbiter. Yeah, but if I fetch it, I'm either shocking, which is bad, or I'm fetching my last basic, which is bad against their in-play Ghost Quarter. So there's weaknesses to all decisions. I think you just get a tapped shock here. I only have 1 basic left. Thanks for summoning the Arbiter to their hand, chat. I will never forgive you. Would the play just be the forest? I think this was fine. I want to save the forest next turn so I can like play the ring for like as little pain possible when I have no board state and I'm kind of flooded against the Taxes deck. Okay. Oh, they have the Cauldron in their hand still, so never mind. That's still useful. Every draw step a land. Pretty dead. Welcome, Ruthalia. No, we can't because Wrenn and Six is dying right now. -1 them. Oh yeah, -1 them was the play for sure. That was the play. So we can chain rings, which is something. They have something? They have a stop here. At 5. And it's all fetch lands. Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, just getting too taxed. Can't even fetch through the Arbiter here. Peacekeeper? I mean, that is a 3-drop. So this could let me Emrakul. But I missed the ping off the Wrenn and Six plan. Yeah, so we'll really have to find another ring. It's like the best value I've seen in so long. They also like have Flicker Wisp in their hand, I think. I don't think it could really be any other card. Although no, they are doing the Death in Texas thing where they take a long time on every decision to where I guess they could have also been thinking about activating this. Doing with Emrakul Mountain if they sacrifice the Thalia. Well, now we win with just Emrakul. Okay, there's another ring. So this maybe buys me a turn. I really wish I could also Ancient Stirrings here and like get 5 looks at Emrakul. I just can't. Oh, Lauren kill. I missed the Lauren kill. Okay. Out of there. Ugh, brutal match. Mobius for 2 years. Welcome back. Sixes if like Thoughtseize the first one, it could play the second. Naruto first time was my favorite arc. It's in the Shippuden part. Oofdo with the 31 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I haven't been playing Are Manadorks a must for Palantir? I don't know if I'd exactly say that, but it's you know, being able to play turn 2 makes the card a lot better, and also having cards like Emrakul in your deck that really punish the mill is important too. I'd say those are the 2 key factors. I said if they have Bowmaster in their hand, it is like just straight up bad right now. Could this deck play Saga for extra gas? Urza Saga is not a good card just as extra gas. I feel like it's got like very little synergy. Playing Saga in a deck with like 5 mana spells is so awkward because all of a sudden, oh no, I've lost my land for my 5-drop. This is, I think, a pretty bad Saga deck. Yeah, I'm not going to bolt in response, I think. They're probably taking Fable anyways. Take the bolt. I'm okay with this. Bolts by Shaman. Okay with this. Probably let them trigger the Bowmaster one time. Off the Fable loot. Like, just discard 1 Wrenn and 6. Look, they could have an Undying effect pretty easy here. Oh. Well, don't you just love it when it's too free for the bean? No! Fuck, dude. Why do I say anything? Why do I ever talk on this stupid Twitch channel? Also, I'm just gonna Wrenn ping also. Yeah, the D&T curse. I mean, I hesitate to say it, but we do get we only get really punished by discard spell. Punt. I clicked OK going to my main phase before I played my 5th land on accident, just to misclick. I thought I was clicking OK to resolve the Fable trigger, but I'd already done that. Yeah, here it comes, of course. They're like, what the hell? Not the end of the world. I feel like we're still doing pretty well this game. Obviously, would have had easy peasy win. I don't think I care that much about oh, you know what? It's maybe even better to like double ping the grief too. But sure. Win 9 more mana. Yeah, I mean copying copying this could work. Although we also have the reflection combo here as well. So they need to break that up. They main phase channel Takanuma. And they get back Bowmaster. So they're going to evoke Grief. They shock in Blood Crypt. So obviously shock in Blood Crypt signifies that they've got removal spell. Could be Undying effect too. I mean, the hand is Bowmaster mystery card. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to reflection combo. Like their last card has to be Lightning Bolt too. It can't be push. There's already 1 bolt milled. Yeah. Okay. Okay, they're dead, right? We know. Oh, I guess there's one other mystery card. Copy token to make treasures cast Emrakul. I'm just gonna kill them with this. I know everybody wants to see the hardcast Emrakul. But I draw through the Breach this turn. Do you remember how I sided against this deck last night? I think I cut 2 halflings. Halfling's kind of nice, though. Which of a stirrings in a halfling? Yeah, I like the list a lot. It feels like it's very, very smooth. Okay, reveal Jegantha. Easy keep. Opponent's on 5. Best card in the matchup. So they did find a scam, and they get to take both my removal spells. They are on 5 cards, so we won't complain too much this time. Could have brought in some relics. I feel like relics, you know, kind of awkward against them, though, because it doesn't ever break this up on turn 1. Those are mostly for Murktide living in. How do you typically deal with stirrings and land counts? Do you count it as 0.5 land or something similar? No, I don't. I mean, I don't have a number. It's like, I don't know. You just build so many modern decks. You just kind of get a feel for like what's possible. I feel like in this deck it's like easy 18, because you need. I don't know. It's just like you have so many like 1 land Wrenn and 6 hands on 18. It's really nice. It's kind of hard to articulate. Like in this deck, stirrings is not like yes, it can find you lands, but you need a land in your hand, a green source in your hand to cast it to dig for another land. You're also like with only 18 lands, not as likely to find it. So it's like the more lands you play, the more likely it is stirrings finds you a land. Like in the timeless amulet deck, you're like always gonna be able to find one. In this deck, it's not so clear that you could just get to rely on always finding a land off of it. You know. Okay. Roll the 5, Scam Grief into Bowmasters. Into Thoughtseize. Well, there's always game 3. I'll leave this uncracked for now. Opponent is at 15. Let's not use this. Sometimes you only hit lands off this. I'll put Jegantha in my hand, but I guess they could make the heads up play of attacking with both here, and then I'm at 1, and then I am gonna be dead to the not dead after all, and I also get through the breach, and they have Bowmasters. Okay, game 3 on the play. Was it better to block army in case they had not dead after all for Bowmaster block? I mean, the upside is we're like really behind. You have to take the high upside play when you're behind. I'm gonna mulligan this hand, I think. Well, I guess I do like that Emrakul is a good hit. I'll keep. It's hard matchup to mulligan anyways. It's close. I really don't like to keep hands without like Wrenn and Six or Utopia Sprawl in this matchup. Kebab Pizza, the 27 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay. Takes my ring. Jegantha wins this game, I think. Takes it through the breach. It's already at 12. Not a very helpful Wrenn and Six with no fetch land. Just Jegantha in hand here. Well, combo. Molten Collapse. I told you Jegantha would win us this game. He says that the game very much not won. Yeah, I think it's good to Jegantha here. First. Make sure we're using our mana efficiently. They already used one Molten Collapse, and this doesn't die to Bolt or Push. Yeah. Thank you, Ancient Stirrings. What are the odds we breach for now with win this league? Pretty low. Non-zero. Alright, checking if the ring is bugged. I think it's still working. I didn't even say it out loud. I was literally thinking through the breach Emrakul. I didn't say it out loud because it was too greedy because we're really ahead. You know what I mean? I don't like to call for perfects when we're really ahead, but I was literally just in my mind's eye visualizing through the breach Emrakul, and that's how you do it. And that's how you do it. GG. Okay, I'm gonna keep this hand. There's some dog coming up the stairs here. Let's put back the Emrakul, I guess. Wait, was that you?
Yeah, I gave them the ball.
You gave them the ball. Okay. Could Palantir be good in the blue-black Neoform deck you played last year? I mean, the deck is just not that good at casting 3 drops is the problem. But, you know. It's worth talking about for sure. There's discuss Relic versus Endurance. Is there for the yeah? So yeah, Relic gets found off Stirrings, and Relic lets you keep Jegantha. So I think it's better than Endurance. For those 2 reasons. Good draw, obviously. So maybe I bait Spell Pierce on Stirrings here. Welcome home, Emrakul. I love how my opponent, like, snap didn't counter the Stirrings. Okay, I could not believe how they had Spell Pierce and how fast they just chose not to Spell Pierce the Stirrings. Why not bait with Bolt and Wrenn and Six after? Because I want Wrenn and Six to bait with Bolt. I'm trying to ping the Channeler and then save the Bolt. I'm trying to 2-for-1 them. Knowing your hand, I was still thinking about Pierce. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not saying they're ghosting. I'm just saying it's wild how fast they chose not to. Any reason to play Land Cycler 2 for Palantir upside? You would need a little bit more of a reason to play those effects, but you know there are other reasons. Okay, thankfully that wasn't a Murktide. Threw the breach off the top. Kind of greedy to ask for, I guess. Why not land Wrenn and Six? So I could cast Jegantha this turn. That'll be $5 a month for the rest of your life. Young Goose the 14. Thank you. Welcome back. Oh, they top decked Murktide? Oh, that sucks. Maybe I'll top deck through the breach because I don't think they had a counter spell since they played the Shredder last turn and they just drew this. Well, maybe we can find a ring. Okay, I'll take through the breach. I'm not going to play the Wrenn and Six to let them connive. If they have stone nothing and I draw through the breach, we can win. So we'll play it up. Looks like another Murktide. So either they top decked Murktide, or they decided to play Shredder before the 8/8 Murktide, which makes like no sense. Although maybe I'm just misreading their tapping. Maybe they don't have it, but I think they have it. Yeah, they definitely have it. Well, it's not stone nothing, whatever it is. Okay, so 4 relics in. They're playing Shredder, so like Flame Slash is a little bit more appealing. I think cutting the Halflings to like more or less blank their heats and bolts is kind of nice, just Halflings for relics. Although Halfling giving Ring and Palantir uncounterable is pretty relevant. Still feels like this could be a good plan. Yeah, I think it's still a fine plan. It's just depends on all their removal. I mean, they can still like heat Wrenn and Six. They can still kill the tokens, but they'll be like not that effective of cards. Okay, the Death in Texas deck tech Rubbin. I really like Anointed Peacekeeper. I'd probably be like 4 Peacekeeper, 3 Archon, or 2 Archon if I felt like those were, if I wanted 6/3 drops and I wanted those 3 drops. Okay, no lander into 1 lander with Wrenn and Six. Let's put back second bolt since Wrenn and Six can maybe ping some stuff. Get a Stomping Ground here, turn 1. Misty. I'm also kind of surprised you're only playing 2 Ephemerate. Like, Ephemerate is good with Arbiter, it's good with Bowmaster, it's good with Skyclave, it's good with Solitude, can be good with Stoneforge, can be good with Peacekeeper. I to me, it feels like I would want to be playing like 3 or 4, not 2. Sunken Ruins, if you can't get any. Just any other blue filter, I guess. But Sunken Ruins are nice because of Dismember. I also don't like love the Skyclaves here necessarily. They're okay. Cut Stirrings. I don't want to cut Stirrings when I'm bringing in relics, you know? Would be okay, I guess. Like Batterskull sucks. Yeah. Batterskull's pretty mid. You could play like Maul of the Skyclaves or Batterskull potentially. The card is okay, but it's also pretty mid. Always good sideboard. I don't think I'd play 2 of this card. I think you could play 1. It's just too slow. Okay, that card's sick. Like 1 Revoker, 1 Needle instead, probably. Really want to go land Fable here. Okay. Need a relic before they draw Murktide. Simon, thank you for 49 months. Happy New Year to you too. Alright, I don't think I have any more thoughts. This looked okay though. I don't know if that looks pretty close to what we played against. They exile a Murktide Regent. Bummer. Post draw's pretty good both games here. I thought about playing Run Afoul and some numbers. I think I was kind of okay with the attitude of I'll try to relic them off Murktide or just throw an Emrakul at them if they, have it. Or can One Ring. Protection from everything, even Murktide Regent. Then we have the Reflection copy, maybe. Yeah, it is nice to have stirrings for the relics too. The draw's pretty tough. Also, it's like don't have to feel too bad about losing 2 draw like this. Relic definitely a lot worse once the Murktide is in the play. But we'll just I can also draw like both pieces of through the breach Emrakul. So I'm dead to a bolt. I'll play the relic out. Try to set up to reflection combo. Get to make 6 copies. Smart with the 29. Thank you so much. Welcome back. I'm thinking mainly for black. I'll try Twilight Mire. You know, you just always don't play Twilight Mire. You need to be able to name Citadel on blue. Citadel on blue is like what you need. Because then you could because if you're in black or green, like I guess you can have the green blue filter land. I don't know. I wouldn't do it that way. Okay. So I hope we're not wasting our time before my opponent just bolts me. Yeah, they're saying they didn't have the Sunken Ruins was the thing, but I would just play any other blue filter land instead. But no, hit up your friends for Sunken Ruins too. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is technically lethal. I feel like we're gonna get bolted. Ain't been bolted yet, I guess. I've drawn nothing helpful. And 4 looks so far. Might as well keep looking. I think this lets me beat Heat. I'll be pretty tilted. Okay, let's go. I was pretty tilted that they bolt me after all this. Nice. So I feel like on the draw, I want to get the extra removal spells in because it's harder for Wrenn and Six to kill the 1-drops. Might cut some Fables on the draw. Fable's a lot worse on the draw. Kind of worried about not having any action though. Could trip 1 each piece of the combo. I've done that in the past. Let's try that. Okay, it's nice that we have less pieces of the combo to draw into. I think this is a keep. Don't like keeping no Utopia Sprawl, no Wrenn and Six necessarily, but removal spell into the combo on the draw is fine. I know we only have 2 lands, but you could be, glass half full and say we have 2 lands. Good draw, Utopia Sprawl turn 1. That would be the best draw by a million years. Okay. I'll take a forest. Sure. Fine trade, I think, when I don't have a fetch land. It is similar to the Breach deck we played at Magic Con last year. I have no recollection of are you talking about the SCG event that Mingu was here for? Oh, that card's in the deck still. And there it is. Putting stuck on 2 lands. Holding up counter spells so they can't kill the token. Pay for spell pierce, but it's just getting countered, I think. Perfect. Well, expected. There's for SCG event. I thought the event where you got the cool magic jackets. I mean, I got that jacket, and I played Blue-White Control in Vegas at that event, and I nearly got to do the beta draft. I even I don't know if I've said this. I think I have, but I got bad info from the judges, I think. I don't want to say. Never mind. Never mind. I had a fun event. Let's go instep through the breach. Dude, wait, Tiebinder is sick against Emrakul. You could Tiebinder the Annihilator trigger. Thankfully, they don't have Tiebinder or realize you can just go Tiebinder the Annihilator trigger, chump block. Although, does the Emrakul die though? Because does it remove the ability? Does Tiebinder remove the ability to sacrifice that creature at the next instep? Okay, so after getting taxed, it's pretty hard. We beat Scamming the Murktide. It does die? Okay. Just type to the object. Got it. Same as just done Ragavan. Yeah, I would guess so, yeah. Does Tiebinder remove haste from Bloodbraid Elf for counters Cascade? So it's this came up a lot when we were playing the Eldrazi Temple Emrakul deck last week. That if you Tidebinder a cast trigger on Magic Online, it does remove the abilities of Emrakul the Promised End or Bloodbraid Elf. It is not supposed to. That is a Magic Online bug. So I'm this morning jamming Tidebinder Inzu instead of Scion's a great card. I'm surprised you'd cut the Scions, because giving Tidebinder hexproof is sick. They can't kill it and like unlock their rings. That's easy. But I'm not sure what else I'd cut. But those two cards seem like they play well together. Emrakul's protection from colored spells is like never really more stuff like Binding of Solitude. Yeah, it's like a little relevant, but yeah. I see Stirrings is a bit clunky here. Could you elaborate on what you mean by clunky? Like, do you feel that just it being a 1-mana cantrip means that it's clunky, or do you feel like it's not an effective cantrip? Just, you know, a little bit of elaboration, what you mean, I'd appreciate. I mean, in this deck? Yeah, just like, when you say clunky, what does that mean to you? I feel like, I find that people have different definitions. I tend to think of clunky as like, your mana curve is kind of high, or your deck is kind of inconsistent, or your deck is trying to do one thing, and if it's not doing that thing, it's a little bit awkward. So like a 1-mana cantrip is to me very oftentimes the opposite of clunky, where it gives you consistency and it's very cheap on the mana curve, so it's not like hindering your game plan very much. It's like, I think sometimes you need to dig through the breach and you can't take it. Okay, I think, you know, that is true. You cannot take through the breach, but you have 12 really good high impact cards to accelerate into that are good. I would think that, to me, I know I'm like zeroing in on the words like I always do, but I mean, words are fucking important if we're gonna have productive conversations. So I like to understand what people mean. And if you finally put a bottom, I mean, I don't think putting on bottom matters very much. You just have so many shuffles. Okay, no ring. Game 2. We're not Abundant Harvest. Well, you don't get to select. You know, if you play, you don't want to play Harvest in your Halfling Utopia Sprawl deck, where you're just gonna like hit spell. Oh no, I drew a 1-mana accelerant instead. Stirrings gives you a lot of selection. Stirrings is good. I think Stirrings is really good. I don't really care about any of their ley lines. I can play 2 bolts, which can maybe help finish them off with it through the breach, or I can play 2 moons. Let's play 2 moons on the play. Green Talisman in consideration. I think it's much worse than these 8 1-drops, which I don't really want to play the other ones. Clunky to me implies sort of getting in its own way. Okay. I think you need a colorless threat / 2-drop. I mean, I have 12 colorless threats. I have Palantir, I have One Ring, I have Emrakul. Like, it's not Thought Not Seer, but they're powerful things to ramp into. And like Stirrings, in a deck with like 8 accelerants, being able to Stirrings into 8 card draw spells and 4 combo pieces, I feel like is something I'm excited about. Yeah, Harvest is usually for 14, 15 land decks. Yeah, Totem does not turn off cycling. It is a weird interaction, I understand. Clunky to me means that you often draw and rarely play. I consider stuff like show and tell to be clunky, since there's nothing till you have the second combo piece. I think that's a great definition. Cards that are situationally good and not always good. Is 1/2 Quicksilver Element 2 Demon Sauce? Yeah, that card is 8 mana. Put a Summoning Stick Emrakul into play. It is so much worse than Through the Breach. But you're right. It being Stirrings is interesting. It's so slow though, and like this is also like the Boseiju Haywire Might Leyline Binding to Fairy format. That card is pretty bad. Clunky to me means inconsistent. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I mean. Like we probably have like 8 different definitions of what clunky is in chat. So when someone says Spike Stirrings is clunky, it feels like so off definition for me that I really need to have a little mini conversation about it. Oh, Living End. They're supposed to not play Wrenn and Six's turn. But I don't know what you're gonna do. They're just gonna Grief and Foundation Raker you and Living End you on turn 3. It's not a native English speaker. I meant clunky as in gets an own way. Yeah, I mean, so gets an own way is it's one of these like terms I feel that sounds more cohesive than it. Oh, whoops. It sounds more cohesive than it is. Like what exact like how is Ancient Stirrings getting in its own way? Like it's a good 1 mana cantrip that you cast and it's done. Like you cast it anytime you have a free green mana. Or are we just talking about clunky in general? Eight. I mean, they're gonna take my ring and I could draw Through the Breach, so we'll play it out. Too lazy to pick up the Heath. Never Strings isn't a 1 mana peep, and most people will check it off. Yeah, I don't know. The card is very good in general. It's kind of unhinged how long this attack is taking. I don't know. It's fine, I guess. They do have a decision point. I'm just dying to see the top card of my library and then get it Force of Negation. Get out of this Living End match. I'm still not free. The draw step stop. Okay, am I free? Am I free? Not yet. No, not free yet. I think I'm gonna bring in the 3rd Blood Moon, so their draws are clunkier. Yeah, I haven't been drawing Palantir that often, unfortunately. I was drawing it a lot yesterday. Off stream. Palantir, I was liking it a lot yesterday. We've cast it like twice or something. Well, I have turned 2 Blood Moon. I could try to Stirrings for Relic potentially, so I'm gonna keep. We also have Through the Breach. Can maybe find Emrakul of Stirrings too. Wow, great draw. What is Wrenn and Six home with the Fury Band? I mean, 4 color is still a good and playable deck. I actually think 4 color is like probably very good at the moment. Where I think it's favored against Yogg. I think it's favored against the Rakdos. Favored against Murktide. I think it's good against Rhinos. I think fine against. I know the Bean decks are really good against Titan. I think the matchup is probably much closer now, but. I have a hard time imagining I'd be like terrified to play against I I mean, we could slam Blood Moon here. I think I want to play Relic, though. Just play it kind of safe. Dr. Muggy with the 26. Hope you're doing well. Maybe we'll get Force of Negation into Living End, but Blood Moon also doesn't beat that. Would you say a big part of Palantir working like this is the fact that opponents have no idea they can do 15 damage, as if the deck was bad at Palantir would be a lot worse? It would be worse for sure. I don't know that I'd say necessarily it would be a lot worse. Okay, they milled a grief, so I mean if they have land Living End, good shit. It would be worse, but like one thing is like if they know that they can't really mill you, then it's still like end of turn preordain every single turn in your combo deck that can cast it on turn 2, which I think would make it, you know, still a card that you'd want to play here in your like Ancient Stirrings build too. Did you keep pushing the Denver for 4 color? I want to play Storm with Giant West Side for Denver so bad. Okay, I'll see what I can do. To extent the bluff value of them knowing is pretty good. Yeah, I don't think if this deck is like a known quantity or meta or clunky, then it really changes that much. Got another Force of Negation. Thoughts for choosing Relic over Lantern for sideboard. I mean, Relic just doesn't really mess with your plan that much in this deck, where the only card you have that like cares about the graveyard is Wrenn and Six, and if you have Relic, it's just easy for you to pick up your fetch land, then pop the Relic. It's very difficult for Relic to disrupt your Wrenn and Six. And Relic is like really good against Murktide. It sits in play, pressures them. It exiles the graveyard and cantrips. Lantern does not exile the Relic and cantrip. It exiles the graveyard or cantrips, which makes it much, much worse against Murktide. So this is a card that can come in against both Living End and Murktide, which are two, you know, pretty popular decks at the moment. And it's findable off Ancient Stirrings and doesn't make you lose Jegantha, which means I think you want to play it over Endurance. Might pop the Relic now, since like they like need a Force of Vigor to do anything. So I'm gonna have to pop it at some point, and I also just want to throw Emrakul at them. Oh, I guess Force of Vigor is still on. What convinced me to try Palantir? Speaking of Palantir, there was a tweet from Javier Dominguez yesterday. I'm not sure which one. I think I'll play the Fable here. Just need the mana. Where he just posted a screenshot of him like dealing 15 damage off Emrakul with Palantir the first time. And I had this deck for a long time, and I was thinking I really wanted one more good colorless card for Ancient Stirrings, and I wanted another good, and ideally I wanted that to be castable turn 2, and Palantir was just perfect. Also because you're an Emrakul deck, and so I was playtesting it yesterday, and I feel like it just like was the missing piece for the deck in a big way. Let's discard, I think, these two, despite me wanting to play more Palantir. Could have gone end of turn through the Breach, I guess. I think I'm happy enough to jam. Does that come in from watching Vintage Cube? I'm kind of assuming that's where Javier did it, but it could have been Modern too. He just posted like the Magic, a copy paste the Magic Online like text log. It's a shame Palantir is legendary. That's true, but it actually has upside in this deck with Halfling being legendary. It's uncounterable. Okay, opponent's down to 2 cards in their hand. The Asmogorialist had a copy or 2 of Palantir for a long time. Yeah, I remember. So I can't remember who it was that first like top 8'd or won a Modern Challenge with Palantir, but I remember them tweeting, Palantir is a great card for this archetype. It's so good. But their deck played 1 copy of it. And I'm like, do you actually think that? If you really thought that, would you play? Why are we only playing 1? Is it just mana curve considerations? But I just remember their tweet went on and on about how good Palantir was, but they only played 1, and I was like, I don't know, skeptical. I loved your Promising deck. Wonder if Palantir's main deck. Oh no, yeah, Palantir is awesome in that deck. It's an artifact. I'll think about it. I would really like to be able to cast it turn 2, but yeah, I'll do sticky note to like maybe work in Palantir there. Kind of plays into the control. I wonder Palantir could be better than the ring. No, ring stabilizes too much. There, that's crazy thought. Just one because it's clunky. Shows the human mind cannot comprehend all of my sticky notes. You'll be stricken with madness. He's gonna hardcast this Emrakul. Why run out sick of Boseiju? Do you think they run 2 Boseiju? They might run. They might have 2 Boseiju, but it's also like if they have Force of Vigor, they have to Force of Vigor both Blood Moons and not kill my Reflection at this point, and that's kind of like the only card that gets them out of this anyways. And after the first Blood Moon dies, the second is not nearly as effective because they like unlock their Misty and they get their island potentially. I think we should hardcast Emrakul today. I mean, I'm open to the idea. I think my opponent will die first. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so here it is. Are they also going to Violent Outburst? We're still, I think, so they only have a Grief. They're at 6 life. They attack me down to 12. I take 2. Go down to 10. Put Jegantha in my hand here. I am... Oh, I can cast Jegantha. Because I haven't played a land. So they fucked up pretty bad by letting me get this treasure token, I guess. Yeah, even though they took my Emrakul, I now have a higher chance to hardcast Emrakul this game. The fact this deck gets to play Jegantha is really nice. Fury was wrong all along. Doc, the 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. You're doing well. One month for each point of Emrakul's power and toughness. Hell yeah. Around the Grief is fine train or Fury died for Ghost Train Wagon. I mean, I was always in favor of banning Grief over Fury. I think until like the very last week where I was like, the people who want to ban Fury are so annoying. Let's just, you know, I would be fine if it happened. But I always preferred to ban Grief instead. I've been saying that for months and months and months. And, yeah, it is what it is. I'll say this too, like, even though it's like annoying that Grief is still so popular, is still doing so well, the scam deck is like, it is like a lot more tame. It is not the same deck it was. Should you cast Through the Breach there a few turns ago to play around Force Negation? I mean, I talked about maybe doing that. I feel like jamming was fine. They didn't force my Fable last turn, which maybe they wouldn't, but Miss Lethal. Oh my gosh, I could have Through the Breached Halfling. An impossible line to see though. Impossible. It's like the problem with Through the Breach end of turn is if they have Force of Vigor plus Violent Outburst, you lose. So it's like, it's not like it just, you know, like, and that's a really tough way to lose. Like if they just have Force of Negation, you're still really ahead. All right, let's get a 4-1 prediction. Got crushed by taxes. Now we're 3-1. But it sounds kind of interesting. I need to play some more Timeless. We got the Timeless Creator Tournament on Friday. I was actually dreaming last night about an idea for it. I won't say yet. So there's actually a pretty good chance it's what I play in the tournament. Okay, up against Rakdos again. We did beat Rakdos in round 2. Creator Tournament. Yeah, Honorog, if you're familiar, who's a dear friend of ours, dear friend of the channel. Him and Will Hall Experience are hosting a 16-person creator timeless tournament this Friday. I'm playing in it, Doom's playing in it, and I don't know anybody else who is, but other people presumably. Is there anything cool can splice Through the Breach onto? Nah. They take my Through the Breach, 2 cards in their hand. They did mulligan to 6 this game. So they wanted grief here because of Wrenn and Six, I would guess. A little punished for getting that over Stomping Ground. It'll be okay. If it was 60 people, you wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, it's more than me and Doom. More than me and Doom, but I just don't know who it is. I haven't asked. Did Steve was playing too? Awesome. You want to cast that? Okay, so I was gonna put Jegantha in my hand. Now that they have Undying Effect potentially, I'll bolt this in combat to play around that / other Ragavan. Upkeep plays around Undying Effect of both, but I think playing around both is a little bit better. We do green here. I think I'm playing Girls from the event this weekend. Any updates? I've been kind of like stuck on how I'd like to update the deck. I don't really think I would change the main deck very much, and I've been very confused on how I would change the sideboard. Is kind of where I'm at. Through the breach. Oh, wrong half. They only got 2 cards in their hand though. Discard just a Bowmasters. Already used 1 Molten Collapse. 2 cards in their hand. That's pretty scary. I should have fetched your response. It's okay though. Now I'm dead to Grief or Thoughtseize because they can cast my Emrakul. Another land. Not a lot of help. Okay, so if they're attacking with this, they don't have a discard spell. We don't have much time here, unfortunately. You know what? I used to do this. I didn't do it this time. But sometimes in these games where it doesn't matter what color you name off Sprawl because your mana is just perfect, I would just name like white or black or like green or not green. Yeah, I would name an off color here of Sprawl. Just to like make them think a little bit. Okay, so I think we have 1 turn to draw, probably through the breach or ring only. Stirrings into ring. Just removal spell on this. Wait, they didn't copy Voidwalker? Interesting. If only this could sink mana into Emrakul, huh? Guess we'd still be pretty far away. Well, I'm super happy they didn't copy Voidwalker. Let's go open Black Lotus in Cube. The only way to open a Black Lotus in Cube. All skill. So I could cast the Fable off Jegantha to save myself a point of life, which I think is actually probably correct. So now next we get 5 looks at it through the breach for next turn. I think Timos will be a very cost prohibitive format going forward. Aspiring Spike, have been silent on this issue too long. Too long. I will finally come out and have my opinion on the arena economy and Timeless as a format as a whole. This shit is too expensive, and it should be less expensive. It should be easier to get into, and the cards should be tradable. I could stay silent on this issue no longer. Please give me my upvotes. We won this game. It's kind of crazy. You're literally standing up for what I believe in here. Oh, I redid my mic. I didn't realize I had the... It's kind of off. Should I cut that part out? You're so easy. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like... Yeah, I'm on board. Shit's too expensive. It is what it is. Okay. Not dead after all their Voidwalker. I mean, I was dead to Bolt plus Mount Doom. Copies Voidwalker. What is happening right now? What could happen here? They think they're just not dead to the Emrakul? Okay. So last time I was into Flame Slash. I think I cut 2 halflings. I think I want to cut 1 of each piece of the combo again. Don't really love Relic against them. If I see like Croaks, maybe we'll bring in some. Yeah, just farming their dailies. Once last card again could be Emrakul. Yeah, that would have been a blowout. They had Bolt, they could kill us with Wicked Token. Yeah, they also, they could just got Mount Doom Bolt, so they didn't feel like, oh, that was necessary possible. If they chose not to block and die, well, they couldn't block. I had flying. No Tidebinder there. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. If there's a Narset in play, your opponent has to make you mill. Just very, very odd. I'm gonna keep. Is standard on MTGO as prevalent as Arena? Arena is the better place to play standard, I think. There's a lot of like trades. What do they call it? Win traders. All right, if my opponent plays Voidwalker in turn 1, I'll really wish to have bolted. So I guess I should have played Foothills actually, because I would get Mountain. Do timeless deck. I do timeless deck techs. Yeah, I can't let you know. Promise I'll give you great advice or anything, but yeah, win trading. They fixed that. That's normal queue now. Well, how did you fix it? Did they just change the pricing so they can't? If that's the case, you know, maybe Magic Online is better. Like I don't like people gotta have a PT to prep for, so there's or is it PT or is it what format is Chicago again? I've totally forgotten. What is Wrenn trading? So it's like there's not a lot of people in the standard queues, so what some people would do is they would have 2 accounts, intentionally try to queue into each other, and have one account go 5-0 and one account go 0-5. And I think it's a bit more complicated where you need multiple, like maybe 7 accounts or something like that to do it. But that's the general idea. And with this idea, you are netting a little bit of a profit over time. And they could do this in formats like standard because standard on Magic Online is not very popular because of Arena, and they could just pretty consistently get the whole queues to themselves. But it's been a problem for a long time. It was like that in the vintage queues too. But it seems like they've done a better job handling it as of late. If you run into a Win trader, don't you just play Magic against them? So so if you run into one, what usually they will do is they want to keep you out of the queue, and this is in a big way like the biggest problem with. So if I draw a land, I'll minus Wrenn and Six, and if I don't, I'll plus. Okay, plus. Is that they will just waste as much time of yours as possible. They want to keep you out of the queue, so they won't play against you usually. They will let you win, but they're gonna get rid of as much as your clock off as possible. Then they fix this by removing the accept button Yeah, I can't remember. It you know, people in the chat are saying that they fixed it. I have been out of the standard queues. I get all of my Magic related news from y'all. So if y'all are telling me it's true, it's true. Yikers! Thankfully, I can kill that. Okay. So they don't seem to have an undying effect, so I'll bolt now. Why did you not kill the grief and the creature to protect the Wrenn? I wanted to play the One Ring instead. The one this is the more important one. This is bad if I don't draw another removal spell, because my opponent can sack everything but the Voidwalker and then cast my Emrakul, right? I'm also dead if I don't do this. Fuck. So I guess if I pinging the token was the winning line. But I didn't have another land. Only through the breach exiled. No, I won't get to top deck another breach. They just get to cast the Emrakul and take an extra turn, kill me. Archie's still dead. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I've lost, but I also can't can't do anything else. Okay, because I'm dead to 4 plus the 3 from the ring. I think I like my sideboard plan. I'm gonna run it back on the play. I would love to draw some Palantirs, but we barely draw none at all. It's just the put the card in the title curse of never draw it. Okay, on the play. Yeah, I had a lot of outs. Wrenn and Six would have saved us too, because you could ping the token. I'm going to go to 6. Well, got my Palantir wish, I guess. Would have probably sculpted the hand different. Could you have flashed it in and blocked with it? Because they'll probably attack the Voidwalker. Okay, yeah, I guess through the breach Emrakul, block the token is our only out there. But with the ring in play, I guess that's what we gotta do. All right, come on, Wrenn and Six. I'll take any removal spell, I guess, but no, I don't. I refuse to take this Windswept Heath. All right, not looking too good. Maybe I could have gone to 5. I don't know. It's pretty miserable to go to 5 at the very least. Did oopsie against the Voidwalker again. All right, Palantir, save us. So they have me mill, so they're down to 13. They can cast a 1 ring, though. If they cast a ring, then they just let me mill next turn. They decide, no, I will just attack. Just give them 1 ring. I'm okay with them casting the 1 ring. I'm okay with it. I've made my peace. Alright, hopefully draw Fury. Good luck, Jake. Feel better. They shock and Blood Crypts. In response, they'll Takenuma and get nothing. Okay, that's like I mind-slavered them. Bottom both of these. But it allows me to draw. Oh man, that's a tough one. Now I just gotta draw Emrakul, I guess. So now I have to draw a bolt off the Palantir. Only two bolts left. Yeah, you could do something like that, Nico. Obviously, a lot of different ways you could do something like that. So close. Maybe that'll let me know. Yeah. I guess was I supposed to not keep that on top? Because they had to draw bolts. I don't know. Okay, 3-2. That looked pretty good. Let's go running back for one more. Yeah, I don't know if Destroy Evil is the card I played, Nico, but you could play something along those lines. Splashing is kind of easy. Yeah, that game 2 was tough.